across Nigeria that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 4 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin. All across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. Our news.
Thank you once again for joining us on the news updates on 24 News Radio and Television. My name is Olushola Oyewole. The State Governor, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, has appealed to members of the State Council of Elders to, as a matter of urgency, moderate the activities of the political gladiators ahead of the June 2026. He made the appeal while inaugurating the Board of Trustees for the Professor Joseph Oluwasomi Wellness Center, a subsidiary of Ekiti Elders Resort in Ado-Ekiti. The governor, who was represented by his deputy chief, Monisade Afuye, commended council for its unwavering patriotism and concern for accelerated development in the state. He explained that the wise counsel of the elders, who are majorly apolitical, was needed at this period to maintain peace and stability during the electioneering period. Governor Oyebanji expressed willingness to adhere strictly to their council on issues of governance, said its inclusive style would endure and become more entrenched. Responding, some of the elders, including the chairman, Professor Joseph Oluwasomi, a former commissioner in the Old Ondo State, Sir Jacob Eleko Lucy, Bishop Joseph Odu, Sir Lawrence Egunjobi, and Mrs. Ronke Okusanya, among others, saluted the governor for being prudent and accommodating in his approaches to politics and governance. Meanwhile, Governor Oyebanji has advised journalists in the state to continue reporting with accuracy, fairness, and responsibility. The governor gave the advice in Ado-Ekiti during the Correspondence Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists NUJ's 2025 annual lecture/award ceremony. The governor, who was represented by his special advisor on information, Right Honorable Taiwo Latubosun, stressed the importance of verifying information before spreading. In the same vein, veteran journalist and a former lawmaker representing Ekiti Central Senatorial District, Senator Babafemi Ojudu, urged journalists to develop more interest in human angle stories rather than politics all the time. The former federal lawmaker also called on the government at all levels to collaborate with media professionals for the development of the country. Ojudu, who lamented the unrewarded, difficult, and life-threatening role played by media professionals in entrenching stable democracy, said it was regrettable that the country were not getting commensurate appreciation in return for lives to make democracy work. And moving on, President Tinubu has directed extensive personnel audit and skills gap analysis across the federal civil service in his quest to enhance the efficiency and competence of Nigeria's public sector. Director of Information and Public Relations at the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Eno Olotu, who gave the information in Abuja, said the audit would help create a verified digital database for personnel linked to NIN and bank verification numbers BVN. She noted that the move was part of the renewed hope agenda of the President to develop a contemporary and effective civil service and eliminate ghost workers. The resident electoral commissioner in Ekiti State, Dr. Bumi Indemi, has appealed to all eligible residents to participate in the ongoing continuous voters registration. He made the call at Ado-Ekiti while monitoring the exercise, where he also uploaded the organization seen in the centers visited. Omosa Indemi explained that the CVR exercise who have attained the age of 18 years to either register for the first time or update their voter details ahead of the forthcoming Ekiti State gubernatorial polls and the next general elections. He described the exercise as a crucial step to ensure that the details of eligible voters are correctly captured, give power to vote, and have their voices heard when at an important session. Similarly, a way of has urged Ekiti residents who are yet to register and those who lost or damaged their votes to maximize the opportunity and get eligible to vote for the candidate of their choice during the forthcoming election. Moving on, President Bola Tinubu has said that he is committed to restoring Nigeria's pride and dignity on the global stage following his engagements in Japan and Brazil. In a post shared on X, the President expressed satisfaction at returning home after what he described as fruitful discussions with foreign leaders and business communities. According to him, his official visit to Japan deepened ties that will attract new investments in industry, technology, and human capital, while engagements in Brazil focused on strengthening cooperation in trade, agriculture, aviation, and finance. He said he also met with Nigerian business leaders abroad, urging them to have renewed confidence in the nation's economy. The Nigeria Immigration Service has announced an upward review of the cost of obtaining the Nigerian Standard Passport effective September 1, 2025. According to a statement signed by the Service Public Relations Officer Akin Labi, the new fees will apply only to applications made within Nigeria. He explained that the review, which only affects passport application fees made in Nigeria, now sets a new fee threshold for 32-page with 5-year validity at 100,000 naira and 64-page with 10-year validity at 200,000 naira. However, the statement clarified that application fees for Nigerians in the diaspora remain unchanged at $150 for the 32-page 5-year passport and $230 for the 64-page 10-year passport. The service said the adjustment was aimed at maintaining the quality and integrity of the Nigerian passport while ensuring accessibility for citizens. This latest review comes barely a year after the federal government approved an earlier upward adjustment in August 2024, which took effect from September 1, 2024. The federal government has unveiled a digital portal designed to facilitate teachers' registration, certification, and professional development, and a bit to strengthen the standard of education in the country. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who gave the information during the unveiling of the digital platform for Nigerian teachers in Abuja, said that the portal and vision framework were designed to reposition teacher education. Alausa reiterated that no nation could rise above the quality of its teachers, adding that the unveiling was not merely about technology, but a renewal of collective commitment to teachers, their dignity, growth, and future. He explained that beyond technology, the unveiling also marked the rollout of a strategic vision for teachers anchored on 5 pillars: professionalization, digitization, accountability, equity, and global alignment. In her remarks, the Registrar, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, TRCN, Dr. Ronke Soyombo, stated that the initiative was part of a 100-day action plan to digitize the Council's operations. Soyombo also disclosed that the portal would improve data management and address long-standing complaints about delays in processing teacher certificates and licenses. The news update is coming to you from 24 News Radio and Television at Ekiti. You can download our application on Google Play Store, or you could also watch us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And now on to the rest of the news. The Ebonyi State government has announced an increase in the minimum wage of civil servants from 70,000 naira to 90,000 naira. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Chief Ikewa Omebe, made the disclosure while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting. Omebe stated that the increment was aimed at enhancing workers' welfare, adding that it took effect immediately and applied to all categories of the workforce. In the meantime, the All Progressive Congress APC has clarified that despite the widespread endorsement of President Bola Tinubu for the second term, other party members interested in the presidency will still be free to contest for the party's ticket in the 2027 primaries. APC's National Organizing Secretary, Sulaiman Agungu, made the statement during an interactive session with journalists at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja. He reaffirmed that the party's leadership, including the National Working Committee, the Progressive Governors Forum, led by Governor Hope Uzodinma, and the National Assembly leadership under Senator Godswill Akpabio, had endorsed Tinubu's re-election bid in recognition of his outstanding performance. However, Agungu stressed that the APC, as a party committed to democratic principles, would not shut its doors against other aspirants. Some leaders of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, are holding high-level consultations to get former President Goodluck Jonathan to run on the party's ticket for the 2027 presidential race, Vanguard has gathered. This came on a day presidential aspirant Dr. Gbenga Olawepo Hashim declared that the party's zoning of his 2027 presidential ticket to the south will not stand, insisting that the final decision lies with the National Convention and not the National Executive Committee (NEC). Sources close to the former president confirming the meeting between Dr. Jonathan and the PDP leaders to woo him ahead of the 2027. Sources close to the former president confirmed the meeting between Dr. Jonathan and the PDP leaders to woo him ahead of the 2027 presidential election. And still on the 2027 presidential election, former Rivers State Governor and chieftain of the African Democratic Congress ADC, Rotimi Amechi, has declared that there is no retreat, no surrender in his quest to contest the presidency in 2027 on the platform of the ADC. Amechi, who also served as Nigeria's Minister of Transportation from 2015 to 2022, stated this during an interaction with journalists in Kano after a meeting with a coalition of traders in the state. He insisted that the ADC primary election must be open, stressing that he would not step aside for any aspirant. The former minister maintained that every aspirant in the party had the right to seek the ticket, describing the contest as healthy for internal democracy. On the state of the country under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Amechi criticized the administration, saying Nigerians were dissatisfied with its policies and governance style. A former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has declared that he will not be contesting for any political position in the 2027 general elections. El-Rufai made this known in Kaduna while receiving defectors from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, into the African Democratic Congress, APC. He said his renewed involvement in politics was not driven by personal ambition, but by a desire to support credible leadership at all levels. The former minister of the Federal Capital Territory explained that his initial plan after leaving office in 2023 was to step away from partisan politics. He, however, said unfolding national developments compelled him to return, stressing that his focus was now on mentoring young people, women, and reform-minded Nigerians to actively participate in governance. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Odulari, has raised the alarm, alleging that his life and that of the management staff of the company was seriously under threat. Odulari said his offense was the reforms he has introduced in the oil and gas sector in line with the mandate given to him by President Bola Tinubu to turn around the moribund refinery, lamenting that some powerful elements are plotting to remove him from the seat. The NNPCL GCEO raised the alarm when he received the delegation of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association Nigeria, PENGASAN, led by its president, Comrade Festus Osifo, at the company's headquarters in Abuja. He also stated that efforts were ongoing to revive the moribund refineries to operate in full capacity, adding that the management was considering the NLNG model to that effect. The Nigeria Railway Corporation, NRC, has commenced full recovery operations following Tuesday's derailment of a Kaduna-bound passenger train, with engineers retrieving the locomotive and one of the coaches involved in the accident. The corporation, in a statement on Thursday, said the operation was physically led by its managing director, Kaode Okpaifa, who was said to have returned to the site of Tuesday's train accident to supervise ongoing recovery operations being carried out by NRC engineers. It will be recalled that a passenger train traveling from Abuja to Kaduna derailed on Tuesday morning, leaving several carriages overturned and triggering panic among those on board. Okpaifa praised the engineers for their professionalism, resilience, and swift action in responding to the emergency. He also appreciated the security agencies, he also expressed appreciation to the security agencies deployed to the accident site, noting their role in maintaining a safe and orderly recovery process. The news is still coming to you from 24 News Radio and Television at Drekiti as we now move on to the foreign scene. Kyiv was struck by a massive attack from Russia overnight with drones and missiles killing at least 15 people, including 4 children, according to officials. Among those killed are children aged 2, 17 and 14, according to Timur Tkachenko, head of the Kyiv City Military Administration, adding that at least 10 children were also injured. Ukraine's Air Force said that the Kremlin unleashed 629 air attack weapons on the country overnight, comprising 598 drones and 31 missiles. Russia's defense ministry said it struck military industrial complex enterprises and military air bases in Ukraine using high-precision weapons. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the attack a horrific and deliberate killing of civilians in a X. That France has returned 3 scores to Madagascar more than a century after they were taken, including one believed to be that of a 19th century Malagasy king who was beheaded by French troops. The coast of France has implemented a 2023 law enabling the return of human remains to a country for funeral purposes. France conquered the kingdoms of the Sakalava people in western Madagascar in the 1890s and integrated the Sakalava into a newly formed French colony. Also, one of the 3 Sakalava scores returned to Madagascar, which gained independence from France in 1960, is presumed to be that of King Toira, the French Ministry of Culture said in a statement on Tuesday. He was executed by French troops in 1897. The scores had been kept in collections held by France's National Museum of Natural History until they were formally handed over at a ceremony at the Culture Ministry on Tuesday. And now sports news. The Ekiti State female football team, Ekiti Queens Football Club, will officially resume their pre-season activities for the 2025-2026 Nigerian Women Football League NWFL. According to a statement made available to 24 News Television in Adó-Ekiti by the Ekiti Queens Football Club media manager Demola Atobaba, the players are expected to report in camp on Monday, the 9th of September 2025, as training will commence ahead of the commencement of the 2025-2026 season. It's added that expected at the resumption includes all the technical crew, members of backroom staff, and all the players of the team. Mr. Atobaba further said that they are to converge at the Oluyemi Kayode Stadium at Adó-Ekiti by 9 in the morning for a special prayer and commit the new season into the hands of God for adequate protection and guidance. And still on sports, the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League phase is officially set after Benfica, Club Brugge, Quarabag and Copenhagen sealed the final 4 spots in Wednesday's playoff second legs. The quartet's victories complete the expanded 36-team lineup, with the draw taking place today in Monaco. Kairat Almaty carved their names into football history on Tuesday night, booking a maiden UEFA Champions League group stage berth after outlasting Celtic 3-2 on penalties in Almaty. Norway's Bodo Glimt secured a group stage place despite losing 2-0 to Bern at Sturm Graz, progressing 6-2 on aggregate after last week's emphatic 5-0 home win. With that sports story, we've come to the end of the news updates today. Thank you for joining us, and do keep an eye on 24 News Radio and Television. Good evening, and thank you for watching and listening as well.
We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, bringing news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.